What?
Favorable, rescue their season.
Oh my God.
We're not going to qualify for the Champions League?
No, you won't, by the way. You won't.
By the way, Joe, we did some fun comes with him on Saturday, and he was lying to the public and to the masses that United is going to win the Champions League. Joe, hebu kwanza tuambie ukweli. Kwa nini unadanganya watu bana?
Yeah, why you lying to people?
So here's the thing.
Surely. What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to Extra Digest Podcast. This is episode number 4, and I'm joined by two mandem who I've been knowing for a minute now. Almost for like a year. They're like my big brothers. They introduced me to Kiss 100, and of course, we'll be doing some stuff there on the score and the kickoff. But before I go to them, by the way, you can always check this podcast on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Anchor. You're having issues with Google Podcasts. We'll be sorting them out soon, so go on the 3 platforms. You can check us out. You can also check it out on YouTube. You can check out podcasts now on YouTube. So that's about that. So let's just get down to it. One of them supports United. The other one supports Liverpool. I'm talking about none other than Joe and Bill. And I've actually done a series with them on Instagram. Tulifanya, I think, 7 episodes.
Yes.
So this is like episode 8 or something of the sort. So Joe and Bill.
Yeah.
How you guys doing, man?
Great, man. Superb?
Yes. Can you say the same?
Feels weird when I'm on this side, though. I'm normally supposed to be seated where you are, but it feels weird.
It's always good for a change.
It's always good for a change.
Yes.
You know, I'm the one who's always disputing and shouting and everything. Now I've seen I have to be calm and explain to this mandem how Manchester United is going to rescue this season.
What?
Favorable, rescue their season.
Oh my God.
We're not going to qualify for the Champions League?
No, you won't, by the way. You won't.
By the way, Joe, we did some fun comes with him on Saturday, and he was lying to the public and to the masses that United is going to win the Champions League. Joe, hebu kwanza tuambie ukweli. Kwa nini unadanganya watu bana?
Yeah, why you lying to people?
So here's the thing.
Surely.
So here's the thing. Yes, it's a cup. It's a cup competition.
Yes.
It is not a league. It's not weekly played. We can plan for it months and weeks in advance. We have planned for Atletico Madrid tomorrow. So I don't see why we cannot go on and challenge for the Champions League. But why should Liverpool challenge for the Champions League?
Because we are a stronger team. We are a better team than you.
They're stronger than United.
That is all on paper, but games are not won on paper.
No, on paper you have the strongest squad, but on the ground.
No. On paper they have a stronger squad.
They have a stronger squad.
Let's be honest.
Yes, you have among the strongest in the Premier League.
Yeah, one of the strongest, but now this is the Champions League. Atletico are not doing well. So we can pounce on the advantage. You can use the advantage.
Quarterfinals itakuwa ni Atletico.
Well, are we in the quarterfinals right now?
So you'll go through.
Yeah, so we are going through. Sorry, and then no. Hold up. I confused myself a bit. But yes, we are going to go through to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Whoever comes, we're ready.
You're ready?
We're ready.
We love to hear
Talk
that.
is cheap. Talk is cheap.
It is not cheap if I know it can be backed up by performances. Ragnick has had the squad ready. They did it against Brighton. They did it against over the weekend against Leeds.
Yes.
We're going to do it against Atletico Madrid tomorrow night.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are so inconsistent. I mean, you guys have been
not
drawing against Wolves. You've been drawing against
actually
Southampton.
lost to Wolves.
I mean, if those games even went into pens, you guys would even have lost.
Are we talking about Premier League fixtures or Champions League fixtures?
We are talking about your form heading into the Champions League.
Two wins on the trot into the Champions League. I think we are doing good for the last 16.
All right. Okay.
I think
so you guys,
great.
you beat Brighton, of which you would say it was like papering over the cracks.
Yes,
it was not
very
like
unconvincing.
I cannot say the same against Leeds United, though. I cannot say you papered over the cracks. Okay, mnaweza kuwa mlifungwa 2 goals within 1 minute, of which I totally enjoyed. But you deserve the win, right? They did bigly. They did deserve the win.
I'm not really convinced about that performance against Leeds.
Against Leeds United?
I mean, defensively, they're all over the place, but I thought Leeds also all over the place. How do you concede 2 goals in a minute?
In a minute?
Yeah.
That's a record.
2 goals in a minute. You guys were fast asleep.
Like I said, it was loss of concentration. I'm not going to say that Leeds did not take advantage of loss of concentration. They did, obviously. Also, the pitch conditions did not favor anyone who was playing, let alone Leeds. But one thing is for certain, is that we are bagging in the goals. We are getting the goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're also leaking the goals.
And you're leaking.
Well, here's the other thing. I can remind you guys very well of the 2012-2013 season, whereby now it was the last season for Sir Alex Ferguson. We were leaking in goals, but we still won the Premiership. Why? Because you outscore. At the end of the day, it's about what you can do better than the other team.
Pass your time after
yes, we did.
Can I please remind him?
Let me finish, Big Will. Yes, I do not agree with leaking of goals.
Yes.
No team should be conceding 2 goals in a minute. That is lack of concentration. And quite frankly, very, very village-like football mentality. However, if you're going to outscore teams and win games, go ahead.
Can I please remind him, in Wayne Rooney's autobiography, he said that team which won the league title in 13 was a team in decline. And that is why Wayne Rooney said, this is the end of our title aspirations. And even that's why I think Sir Alex said, I've had enough with this team. Let me now go on retirement. Because if Alex Ferguson had stayed for another 2 or 3 years with that team, you guys, I think Yes.
The idea is you can't make that premonition, Big Will, because there was still a transfer window, whether in September or the winter transfer in January. I'm sure Ferguson would have gone in and made signings. You simply cannot state that, Big Will.
No, but 80% of your team was in decline.
It's
Everyone
fine.
knows it.
Any team that is in decline always goes to the transfer market. Arsenal have done it. Liverpool have done it after Suarez left.
It takes a while,
Coutinho left.
But it takes a while to gel.
And Tottenham, look at Tottenham. Tottenham have been doing it, but they haven't been getting the right result. But you cannot say if Ferguson stayed and he got money for transfer, he wouldn't have made that team better. Van Gaal, Moyes did only 1 transfer. Marwan Fellaini. Van Gaal came in, brought in even Depay, brought in Di Maria, Falcao, and all those
How
guys.
did that turn out?
Bad Schweinsteiger.
How did that turn out?
Well, he did not turn out very well. Mourinho came in with a team that was all set up for him, and he still finished second, won the Europa Cup. Come on now.
That's the best you've ever gotten since then. All right.
Well, a trophy is a trophy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the coefficient still remains there. Manchester United is still a top 10 team in the world.
Without it.
Oh, top 10 team in the world.
Okay, top 10 to our pair. Top 10. That was it. We can't argue
We
much
can't say
about
the same thing about Arsenal or Tottenham, can we now?
How the mighty have fallen. He's saying a top 10.
Yeah,
not
instead
even
of
the best team.
We are a top 10 side. We're not the best team.
Ngoja.
I can't lie to myself.
Okay, Joe on the radio, every time anasemanga Man United is the best team in
He's
the
the
world.
best team in the world.
Arguably.
Arguably, but you're arguing now with top 10.
Now, the arguably is 1 to 9. The best team in the world.
Hey, 1 to
I mean,
9,
that's the same thing Liverpool would say. Liverpool are not number 1, are not top 10.
They're definitely in the top 3.
They're in the top 5.
Okay,
not
top 5, yes.
Not top 3. Same thing. Manchester City. Can you say Manchester City is number 1?
You could say that, by the way.
No.
Yeah, among one of the most complete sides.
Wait, they've just done Premier Leagues after Premier Leagues.
Yes.
Have they done continental football and
they
they've won?
haven't.
By the way,
look at Bayern Munich. Look at Chelsea. Look at Real Madrid. I'm not even talking about Barca. Barca is not even top 5 anymore.
It is not.
Okay.
Anacheza uko na Arsenal.
Yes.
But okay, speaking of which, by the way, it brings me to a topic which is quite interesting. Which would you say is the most complete team in Europe right now? Do you have to say like 1, 2, 3, 4 best teams in Europe?
For me,
out of Akina Madrid, Bayern, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, which other team would fall in that category? Out of those.
Okay,
which is the most complete one?
For me, the complete team right now, by far, is Real Madrid. Madrid for me, then Bayern Munich. Okay.
Why would you say Madrid?
Madrid, because look at the attacking, look at the midfield, look at the defense. Yes, it's an aging squad, but still it gets the job
Defense yao
done.
ni Militao na nani?
Edgar Militao, there is...
Who's the other centre back?
Forgotten.
Yeah. But
those are not world beaters, are they?
Casemiro is there as a defensive midfielder. Yes, but you're saying they're not world beaters, but see what they're doing. Carvajal, look at what they're doing in La Liga, and look where they are now in the Champions League.
But La Liga kila msana fall apart.
No, you can. Barcelona are the only team that fell apart, to be honest.
Yeah, Barcelona, of course.
Atletico
Madrid.
Atletico Madrid, the problem with Diego Simeone, and I'm sorry to say this, is that he has no plan forward after that golden generation that he had. There's no plan forward.
But alibeba ligi last season.
Okay,
but that squad is aging.
I would expect Real Madrid to win the league because I can't see Sevilla putting up a resistance.
Or Real Betis, none of them.
Or even Real
can punch
Betis,
up.
yes.
Yeah.
None. This is Real's league to lose.
And then if you're looking at the third team for me, would be Manchester City.
Would you say?
And why I'm not saying they're not pound for pound the best squad, they don't have an attack. They're basing it on a false number 9. If they had Harry Kane, and you see what Harry Kane did the
But
other
they're banging in goals, man.
it's fine, but are they a complete
Would you say
team that when you want goals okay, the away rule doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
but still, if you had that away goal rule and you're banking your team to catch up to the other goals, you need a proper out-and-out striker.
Okay.
Would you say Madrid is more complete than Man City?
Yes.
Because if you check out the aspect of a striker of which, but this is Madrid were bao ngapi. It's probable maybe Man City have scored more goals than them this year.
We need to check that.
Yeah, we can check that.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think Man City have a better one. Keeper Courtois, Ederson. That's a proper almost a match.
That's a battle.
Midfield Casemiro,
Defensive midfielder. Would you pick Rodri or Casemiro? There you go.
That's the question now. And then the other now ni Gundogan and who?
Gundogan and what's his name? And De Bruyne
or Bernardo Silva or De
Bernardo
Bruyne.
Silva or De Bruyne. Yeah. While you have what's his name again? The Croatian.
Luka Modric.
You have Toni Kroos and you have Toni
Casemiro.
Kroos.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see how many titles have those three won?
Okay, a lot.
Under
but you're
Real
looking
Madrid.
at now, not what they have done in the past.
Okay, fine. Now, I still think they are better. I still think they're better.
Okay.
Going forward, obviously, Man City are relying on number 9, false number 9, nini. It can't work.
All right.
And why I said Bayern Munich was number 2 is obvious. Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Midfield. Come on. Kingsley Coman and what's his name? And Mane. No, Sane.
Serge Gnabry.
Leroy Sane.
Yes.
Midfield yao wako na nani?
Goretzka,
Kimmich and who else plays there?
Yeah. And then now you look at the defense. Okay, the defense has let them down.
Yeah, defense.
Shola.
For me, that's the Achilles heel for Bayern Munich.
and Upamecano. Yeah, they've really let them down this season. But
so the most complete team is which one?
Like I said, Real Madrid for me. For me,
I'll go for Man City, by the way.
Man City?
Yeah, Man City.
And what about your Liverpool?
Yeah, I would say Man City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and then Real Madrid.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the Premier League before you head to Europe. All right. So United, no papering over. In my opinion, no papering over the cracks over the Leeds United game. I felt like it already deserved the W.
Come on, Cristiano's goal in Brighton was peppering up the cracks.
Now game amkuwa noma. Game ulikuwa dominated that.
You're very unconvincing.
Even the 10 men, Brighton are playing better.
Be objective.
I am being as objective as I can.
Yeah, you're having an
Brighton are playing better than you, guy. Brighton are playing better than you, even when they went down to 10 men.
First half, yes, they were playing
even
better
second
than
half.
Us. No, second half.
Even the second half, they played
second
better
half
than
we
you
played
guys.
way better.
Not because you scored 2 goals that you played better. You scored 2 goals, yes, but you did not play better than them. Wallahi billahi.
So how do you get the W's? By
scoring goals.
By winning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, papering over the cracks, because you're not seeing the cracks. But against Leeds United, I would not say you're papering over the cracks. It's not like you are poor. It's not like you are dominated by Leeds United. They did not do that.
But we had said even on Saturday during our show that Manchester, we're going to win this game. Leeds have conceded how many goals this season? 50.
I'm sure they are among the
and
worst.
counting. It's just a mirror of just what happened last season. They are still conceding a lot of goals. And I mean, the rumor mill has that, probably Bielsa may not even last this season. This could be his last season. He could be on his way out.
Oh, last season.
Yes, this season could be his last.
Maybe it's about time they parted ways, right?
Yeah, his football philosophy is very good, but defensively,
so pragmatic in the Premier League.
He's very suspect. I mean, those guys, they're too open.
Yeah.
But here's an argument. What if he had a better team? Would you be saying the same thing?
But this guy has been this team for how many times?
Brought them up from the championship.
Yes.
No, I'm saying a better team. A pound for pound better team.
Other than Leeds United.
A Tottenham, a United, a City, a Liverpool,
a
Chelsea.
Ragni kacheze kama
Wait. I'm just saying. If you're looking at those teams, you're saying they're wide open. Okay. His philosophy is a pure attack, a pure counter attack with limited possession. Yes. He doesn't have time. Pole.
Okay. What's up?
Gugoje tukwambie.
Acha nikuwe na unalizwa kona how many goals conceded. Unajua kona kibao. Kwa sawa?
Leeds, again, like I was saying, yes, they play a very high counter-attack press game.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. And that leaves, when they play with the 3 behind and the 4 in the middle and then the 3 up front, at the end of the day, their wing-backs are not coming, are not falling back when those counters are there. And between coach, what's his name again, Llorente, and the other defender, I keep on forgetting, Liam Cooper. Come on, there's no pace in there. So obviously these guys are going to be countered. Yes. Okay, now take the same manager and give him, for example, Man City. with their pacey defenders. And when I say pace, Kyle Walker, Laporte, what's his name again? John Stones is not fast. They're fast. The other one, Ruben Diaz. Yes. Okay. Oh, hey, Mendy has gone. Woo. Mendy, hi, how are you?
Prison FC, man. Prison.
Yeah. So if you look at those pacey defenders, I believe he would get a different result. And he will make those forwards run.
True.
I mean, Bamford was nothing. Sorry to say that. But all of a sudden, what Bielsa has done with him, with Rodrigo, with Rafinha.
Come
on, that guy gets a better team. He's going to make a difference. Leeds, unfortunately, needs someone who's conservative. Leeds, unfortunately, needs someone who will tell them to keep the ball and be patient.
Yes.
And go through the flanks to get the balls in.
I'm a Bielsa to end the retirement.
No, but they need to be. I mean, in the Premier League, you can't be that open.
Bielsa ball man shouldn't go to retirement. That has been very entertaining.
For how many years?
I mean, he's coached Argentina.
He could have coached longer than I've been living.
Yes.
That's the same argument. Then Roy Hodgson should go home, but he's at Watford.
Alikuwa ameenda Watford wakakuwa na crisis.
Yeah, at 73.
He's like, let me get coaching since the 70s.
Leeds United, by the way, they have conceded most goals in the Premier League. Guess how many?
50.
50. Jesus Christ.
50 goals.
They have the second worst goal difference after Norwich.
On average, I mean, it's a goal.
But now you see the difference between
2 goals every game.
2 goals a game.
You see now the difference between Norwich and Leeds. Leeds, you score against them, they want to try and outscore you.
Yeah.
Norwich can't outscore you.
Yeah, they can't outscore you.
They can't break it down.
Almost gave us a scare on Saturday. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they scored fast.
Yeah, they scored fast.
Pastor Fred came in, man, within no time, banging in a beautiful goal. Is he a mainstay in the midfield?
And you see, the thing that I want to say on your show is that, yes, we do entertainment on Saturday very well on radio. But talking about Fred and saying Fred is not a complete midfielder, that is really wrong. Okay, here's the thing. People argue, is he caliber Manchester United? In the annals of, for example,
Roy Keane,
Paul Scholes,
Nicky Butt.
But you see now he can't be a Nicky Butt because he's not supposed to be a defensive midfielder. He's supposed to be a box-to-box advanced midfielder. So you're looking at him with Scholes. Scholes obviously can't. Scholes, he can't be replaced. We can't replace him. You get? So you compare Fred with another midfielder from another team. And I like doing this. So we see the comparisons. Fred and Xhaka. Xhaka is a defensive also midfielder.
Yeah.
And you can also do box to box.
Yeah.
Would he have made the same run that Fred did the other day?
Maybe
is he
not.
that attacking does he have that awareness? Not only that off the ball, does he have that awareness that I'm sure that ball will come here and I'll get it and I'll
maybe he can do that because of he's a football player, he's been playing for a long in the midfield.
Fair enough.
But I feel like that's more of an attacking mentality because going there knowing you're going to create a chance and so you move to that space and then of course you get the ball and you shoot in. Because Xhaka's game one in such spaces. If he goes there, Xhaka will most probably try to cut back or lift in across, not like go directly for the goal.
Yeah.
That's maybe the difference.
And most of Xhaka's goals, if my memory serves me, are mostly from
outside the box.
And they're screamers from long distance.
Yeah. From long distance.
Yeah.
Let's
so Fred got a more attacking mentality than
he's Brazilian. I mean, let's give him credit. I mean, he's a Brazilian. He's got a brilliant football brain. I mean, Brazilian footballers, whether you're a defender or a midfielder, you should be able to know how to score a goal, by the way, and able to support the attack.
So is he a mainstay in the midfield?
He should be a mainstay.
When you're doing the revamping, he's one of the guys who's gonna stay.
I believe he should. He's a good rotational player. But he's a good squad player. Is he top notch at that position? No, I believe we can get better players.
But how is it Manchester United, for all the transfer money and all the largesse they have in
they
money,
have
never signed a proper central defensive midfielder.
This is because, and I'm going to just break it down for you. If you have a situation whereby you have Fred and McTominay, you have McTominay who should be training as much as possible to be that defensive midfielder who can also offer that stinging pass to create chances. Then you have Fred, who's a box-to-box midfielder who can also create chances. And then you have Bruno, who's a natural number 10, who should create chances. Now, the problem is Bruno does not track back. So you find yourself, you're overloaded by a Liverpool midfield or a national midfield of at least 4 against 2. That is Fred and McTominay. And by the time they try and get the ball to Bruno, Bruno is so much ahead. Between Bruno and Cristiano, it's between here and that wall. So the problem is, do they perform as they should? Yes. Would Bruno perform and track back? No. Enters Paul Pogba. Okay. So when Paul Pogba draws back and now it becomes a proper V3, whereby you have the two ball-to-ball winning midfielders and you have the defensive midfielder, and one of them is also an attacking midfielder. The wingers or the attacking wingers should draw closer, whereby they should be a bit narrow. So by the time Pogba is getting the ball, you get at least Marcus Rashford is here, at least Sancho is here, or what's his name again, or Elanga is close by. And then it leaves Cristiano or whoever is the striker up front. All right, and then you give the wing backs that time to come
to bomb forward.
Yes, and that's what Liverpool does. That's what Real Madrid does. The best teams, even to some extent Bayern Munich. But the problem is Pogba does not want to play ball-to-ball midfield.
Yeah.
He wants to
No
be
hassle of
either
tracking
a
back.
number. He wants to be an out-and-out number 10. So the problem is you have to change that formation so that you have more in midfield to cover the defenders. You go with a back three. Now, are Man U ready for back three? No.
Another question there. All right, it's like what you're saying. What you're saying is what Hassan was saying. Guys are not willing to track back. United guys, once they lose the ball, unajua akina Pogba kawa walikuwa mbele, akina Bruno if they are up front, they're not going to run back.
They won't run back.
Then of course, if you bypass now Fred or McTominay, then unaachwa na the clown.
Yeah, the clown. Who is Maguire?
Maguire, anyone can have a go at him. Speaking of Hassan Hato, he was playing against Everton. 2-0 win.
Wow.
Proper performance.
Yes.
Totally deserved.
Yeah.
As in Southampton, they are surely coming to life right now.
Yeah, I mean Everton now. I think the reality has started hitting now. Frank Lampard. That this has got a big job he has on the table because I mean Southampton was just the better team and they pressed. They were relentless. Every aspect of the game. They got their 2 goals and just Everton had got no response, man. So I think Lampard now knows that he's got a task on his. I mean, he's got a big task on his hands.
Yeah,
very huge one.
One person who does not have a big task on his heart, well, he does. It's Arteta. Well, I told you guys we're going to club Brentford because of what they did against us, and we asked, we sure did. 2-1 win against Brentford, hard fought win though. How did you like our performance?
Saka's goal.
Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, 220-year-olds.
No, Saka's goal. I'm telling you, guys have a gem, and this is what I admire. And I'm a Man U supporter, but I admire Arteta's tactics. Once understood. Possession flow game. Run into the channels. Look at what Saka did. Run into that channel. Do not wait for the ball to come to you, then you try and look for a cross. Run into that channel.
Yeah.
The problem with so many teams that are playing 4-3-3 is that their midfielders don't run into the channels. This guy is ready to run into the channel. If it's not Smith-Rowe, it's Saka. If it's not Lacazette coming back, again, the same thing as Kane. Have a number 9 who can also come back and distribute and drop. That is the other thing that Man U is lacking. Someone who can drop back and say, you know what, let me contribute to the final third and still run forward. And that's something you could see Lacazette doing. Maybe he's not strong enough, but he's doing that.
He's trying
But Arteta is getting to the players. Look at Lokonga, look at Shaka, and look at Partey.
Yes.
Okay, the 3. If they are played, they understand that V setup of having possession, and once it's right, distribute it.
Yeah, Partey had that. I mean, had the assist for I think
Saka.
Yeah.
So they held that ball. I was thinking at Nene.
Arteta is getting his points across to the players. Now, what is missing? The clinical finishing, the clinical touch. The one guy or the 2 guys up front who can get that ball, a Hurricane. You're talking about a Martinez. You're talking about the Borussia guy is called who? Haaland. Isaac, as you had mentioned the other time. Someone who's going to get that ball and finish it.
I like the way he described Arsenal, by the way. And I think you just get a feeling that maybe Arsenal could just beat these guys to that position.
If I can see a manager, here's the other thing. On Saturday, I joke with you. Today, you've put me on the spot, and I have to show you that I understand that bit of football from the opposition. You cannot lambast them. If they are playing good, they're playing good. It is what it is.
True. One team that played good over the weekend, and I'm sure they helped you guys a lot, is Spurs. Spurs beating
Man, I didn't see that coming.
Man City.
I didn't see that coming.
We had said Nani might have a first round of Conte might have a first round of Mbappe, and he actually did.
Yeah. I didn't see that. I mean, I didn't see it at all, man. I mean, how Conte just put his team out there, and they just did that job. Totally outstanding. The question is, can they do it now
consistently?
Yes,
consistently. That's always the question.
Because I mean, the beaten Spurs home and away. Home and away.
That's a double
At the
over Man
start of the
City.
season and even right now, 6 points.
Na Spurs wanapenda kupiga Man City.
Yes.
They actually did knock them out sometime in the Champions League when they were going to the
2019 and
the
even last
Champions
season,
League.
their last defeat before City went on that great run of theirs was that defeat
Against Spurs.
against Spurs in November.
Damn. I had you describing very well on how Conte beat, what do you call him? Beat Pep.
Yes.
It's like he has his number. Kane dropping back. Lucas Moura going wide
yes.
and pulling Nani apart. What do you call it? Diaz and... Who was the other defender?
Diaz and Laporte.
Laporte. So they are wide open because their fullbacks are also, tracking the wing back with Spurs.
Fullbacks already, they're still, they are front waiting to see if they can get something.
Yes.
So by the time they're tracking back, you have Song, you have Lucas Moura.
On your ass
they're already running.
The runners are already just flooding into space.
Benteke is running past Kane, who's distributing just to see if he can get something in the middle.
Yeah.
Kulisemski already is front. So for me, it was a mixture of counter and long ball, and that's something you don't see quite often because he understood the high line that Manchester City play. This the goal, the Hurricane goal. It was a question of just a long ball. High press,
defensive line.
defensive line.
Yes.
Get them on the offside trap. Boom,
And you're done.
yeah, and you're done. Because you see, the next 2 goals, I believe the next 2 attempts on goals, they were checked for offside, and they found they were offside. Clearly, Pep by then should have realized, hey, let me just drop back a bit and use the physicalities of my 2 centre backs to defend against Kane. But no.
But what's up, Big Willy, with this? Because you guys also play a very high line.
We play a very high
You
defensive
never
line.
change. Hata mkiwa na team by then nikawa wamegundua how to play against us with the high
difference
line. They
between-
never change.
And
Those
I'm sorry-
managers, those managers are very stubborn. They don't. They even last year when Liverpool were having a very, very bad run. I remember. I think even Jimmy Carragher was even saying, "Why can Liverpool just drop 10 meters back to the goal line?" But Klopp said, "No, I'm going to I live and die by that high defensive line." But you see, it works very well because you're playing most of these guys offside. But if just one guy strays away and plays, because I think for Spurs opening goal, Diaz played someone onside. Yes, he played him onside, by the way. So all of you have to be in tandem. If one guy goes off on an error, man, that's it, man.
And then the other thing, having a defender following Hurricane, because Hurricane was followed, creates the gap. Already the high line is spoiled and there's no defensive line. The thing about Liverpool, yes, they play a high line, but Klopp has very good instructions for Fabinho. When guys are front, stay back, please.
Kabisa.
And then for Alisson, ball playing goalkeeper. That ball, you see, it's so safe. Kick it.
Yeah.
That's what Schmeichel does so well at Leicester. But unfortunately now for Leicester is that when they play too high, no one is tracking back. And it becomes hard.
And I think we've also seen it with Bayern Munich and Oliver Neuer. He comes out and plays like a number 5, by the way. So he can come and clear the ball either with his head or with his feet. So for a high defensive line, I think your keeper also has to be very good with his feet.
With his feet.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because I saw that happening against you on the Burnley game. Burnley you explored the high line.
Yeah, Burnley did enough times, man.
They did the first half. They did not score, but they sure as hell gave you a lot of trouble.
They had the better chances for the first half an hour. I mean, Vic Horst and
is it Rodriguez?
And Rodriguez were really feeding off with that high defensive line mistakes.
I think also Pep did another mistake of starting with Gundogan and is it Rodri? Ama Fernandinho. Ilikuwa one of them. Because Gundogan is not that good defensively. Maybe you should have started with Rodri and Fernandinho. Because unajua Kane at a drop back, right? So you still have the number 10 to worry about, and you still have Kane. And maybe DM uko na mtu mmoja, so you can't handle 2.
So you see a situation for Pep, he has so many number 10s and so very few ball winning midfielders and CD and what are they called, and DMs, defensive midfielders. That's the thing. Sorry,
he plays with that just one DM.
If everything goes south, he has to change the formation. So I think for teams like and that's why I admire Liverpool's setup in the midfield. It's because once you have Milner, Henderson and Fabinho, unaenda happy. All of them can create and all of them are going to defend for their life.
Yes. Absolutely. That's the difference between maybe Man City and midfield there.
Liverpool,
because maybe Man City work on one DM who can do that work properly, and then 2 guys who can of course do the roaming in front of him. No, maybe that defend that much.
But now you see and I'm not Pep. He's not Klopp and you're not Arteta. But there's a way they do it in training whereby that guy is defensively solid.
Yes.
But sometimes the breakdowns like you see against Tottenham happened because again, once your defensive midfielder is pulled out, there's that huge gap.
Yes.
There's that huge
the key for me, I think, is to get the balance right in your midfield. You need a guy who can intercept, break tackles, interceptions, and then those two other guys can also create, by the way, or vice versa.
Absolutely.
Like you remember, sorry for interjecting you, like you remember the squad for Tottenham, which had Eriksen, Dombele, and Wanyama. Dembele and Wanyama could either create and still defend, giving Eriksen all the time to be a classic number 10.
Yeah.
The same thing that's the same thing we were trying with Manchester United, whereby you have Fred and McTominay. Unfortunately, McTominay, yes, he's a good player, he's scoring, but he's not at that caliber yet. There's so much Fred can do by just being a ball winning midfielder, and then you don't have a tracking back from Fernandes. Who are you going to sell, Fernandes and Pogba, so that you get someone who's solid? But you see, for Arsenal, if you have Partey and Xhaka, you give Smith Rowe all the license.
The freedom that he wants.
The freedom,
Look at these guys. These guys are playing different. They don't need an attacking midfielder. Once you have Milner, you have Henderson, and you have Fabinho.
Yeah.
Trent and
Robertson.
Go forward.
Roam as much as you can.
Either roam or even cut in, join in, so that it becomes a 5 attack.
Yeah,
a 5-man attack.
with the front 3.
Yeah, with the front 3.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
It's a balance.
Speaking of which, Liverpool, you're playing against Norwich. First half, mulitoka 0-0.
Yeah. We dominated, we created chances, but we couldn't
still
score.
could not crack them. Then second half, they scored against you
then
fast.
we were hit with a sucker punch. Yeah.
How did you like your performance, though? But you came back, of course, Sadio Mane with a heck of a goal.
Yeah, I just thought that we didn't take our chances. I mean, like in the first half, very well. I thought we had one shot cleared off the lines. Salah also, but the sucker punch is just now what woke everyone up at Anfield. And we just created. We went forward.
Yeah.
Mane scored with a nice overhead kick. Salah scored with an assist from Alisson.
Yes.
And then the new kid on the block, Diaz.
Diaz.
Good pass there from Henderson, and just made the game safe. But for me, I think that sucker punch really is what now woke us up.
Woke you guys up.
Yeah.
You got to love the understanding between Alisson and Salah. It's not the first time they're doing that.
Yeah.
Kuna time, I think it was against United.
Yeah, it was against United last season.
From Alisson all the way to Salah and then all the way to the back of the net.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It's all about ball distribution and the coaching department, especially the goal coaching department. Learning how the player is going to run off the ball and the instinctiveness to make sure that ball goes to them. Because you see, like for Man City, they'll distribute it to their wide backs or to the center backs, then into the defensive midfielder, creating that triangle I've been talking about. But now you see the relation between Alisson. It's Alisson and Salah. I mean, they do it on the training field every other time.
Has to be a lot of times.
It has to be a lot of times.
Remember, Salah
then
scored
it also
and Salah scored with his weaker foot, his right.
Oh, in that game.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that was his weaker foot. So
Yeah.
again, it's just locating where the last defender is. I mean, if you're too high up, if you're trying to catch up with Liverpool, trying to make sure that they don't score against you, and you're so high up, trying to dominate some sort of ball, they'll get you the first
trouble.
runners. I mean, come on, Mane and Salah. There's no way you're racing with those guys.
All right.
Brain freeze.
We just go on. Can you do it continuously? Last time we looked at 29. Okay. Liverpool. Could you say they are doing, because we always know Mane and Salah and Firmino at some point in time they'll have to leave, right? It's inevitable. You feel like maybe that will happen in the next 2 to 3 years. Would you say they are doing that now with Luis Diaz? How old is he?
Diaz, I think, is 25, 26.
Oh, and Diogo Jota, would you say like they're doing now that transition pole too? Because Diaz is coming in, scoring goals. I mean, do we even need to talk about Diogo Jota? Would you say that they are maybe slowly preparing for the exit of these 3 Mandem?
Well, yes. My only worry is that will the transition be either fast enough or efficient enough to make sure that Jota and Diaz are almost on the same caliber as Salah and Mane. I mean, Salah is second now, getting to 150 goals in the fastest fewest appearances. He's second to a Liverpool legend. Sorry, I can't remember his name.
I think he has 150.
Yeah, 150 goals, yes. But he's the fastest to get, the second fastest to get
fewer
there.
matches.
With fewer matches. We're talking about 239 Premier League matches. Okay, he's beaten Ian Rush, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen. Who's the other prolific striker? Fernando Torres.
Oh yeah.
He's beaten all these legends. So by the time Ruben Diaz approaches that mark or Jota approaches that mark, they need a lot of game time. Now, how do you balance game time between Jota and Diaz and Mane and Salah still around? Now, that is the headache for Klopp at the moment. But replacement, it will work. Definitely.
Yeah, maybe they can do that in 3 years or something.
Probably, yeah, in 3 years, yes.
Maybe in 3 years.
In 3 years' time.
All right, so the title list is wide. Okay, it's open. If you win tomorrow.
Yes, against Leeds United.
Because now they are 6 points below. If you win tomorrow, that's 3 points.
That's 3 points.
You still have to play against these guys.
Yes.
Will you do it? Can you actually do it? Najua utasema tu you can actually do it.
Well, I think for me it's one game at a time. Let's first beat Leeds because we're not playing this weekend because of the Carabao. Our game in hand is against you guys.
Yes.
Which will be played on March 16th.
Better be ready.
3 days before we play Man United. So one game at a time because City are not a team which is going to lose as many games as people tend to think.
Yeah,
they'll probably go on another crazy run of winning 13, 14 matches. And I like what our manager said today. He didn't expect them to lose against Tottenham. In fact, he was even shocked that when he was on his way home, he was being told the score was 3-2 in favor of Man City. So for me, I think it's one game at a time because I can't wait for that game on the 9th of April or on the 9th or the 3rd.
Yes.
We still have to play West Ham, we still have to play Brighton, we still have to play United. So one game at a time.
Tsimikas has not had a bad game, has he?
No, he hasn't had a bad game. Played very well against Norwich. Yes.
All right, one person who's having a very bad game is from Stamford Bridge. Man like Romelu Lukaku.
With the 7 touches.
He had 7 touches against Crystal Palace.
In 90 minutes.
How the fuck does that happen?
So basically, it comes down now to mentality. Now, that's why you see most clubs employ coaches who deal with mental issues, whereby I'm not saying he's crazy. I'm just saying is that there's something mentally not right with the man, and that is why he cannot convert his skill into working. Remember, this is a guy who was the top scorer at Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Easily.
Won it with Inter Milan.
Yes.
Sawa. He came in the first 3 months of the Premier League. This guy was blazing it proper.
Yeah.
Then he had his small stint in January whereby he went forward and said, you know what, I don't like ABCD about Stamford Bridge.
Hangover Inter Milan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That will affect him back because he has a Twitter account. He has a social media account.
Yes.
Fans will go there and attack you. 1, 2. You have teammates. Some teammates will be like, hey, Lukaku, are you sure you're okay today? Nini? Some will criticize you. Thirdly, you have even family members who are going to criticize you. Now is the moment whereby Stamford Bridge, Tuchel, get a proper mental doctor. Sawa. Maybe I'm not getting the name right, but have a chat with Lukaku. Find out what's happening in his mind. A psychologist, so to speak. Find out what's happening. Because the guy is fit. The guy is there, he's holding up the number 9 position for the other attackers, like in the Havertz, the Mason Mounts of this world, the Pulisic. He's holding the ball for them and the Ziyech's. But he needs to start converting because he was the last jigsaw
that was missing.
But I think how many goals has he scored, by the way?
He has 5 goals in the Premier League.
5.
Jeez. Okay, understandably he was I understand
injuries
Kidogo. You could also see in the Club World Cup, even when he was scoring, he was not celebrating. It seems like he was a bit of
something seems to be amiss.
Yeah, could it be the curse of number 9s at Chelsea?
Probably.
Number 9 ukuwa thrive sana.
Well, Drogba wouldn't share your sentiment.
He didn't don the number 9.
Oh, he down the number?
11.
Number 11.
Torres, there was Morata, there was Falcao.
Diego Costa
did not don number 9.
Number 9 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he was a striker. Shevchenko.
Donned number 9, eh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Those guys who have won number 9 at Chelsea.
But Hasselbank did very, very well. Jimmy Floyd.
Jimmy Floyd did very well.
Number 9.
Way back when Chelsea was being founded.
And the former coach, was he a striker? The Italian guy? Di Matteo was not a striker.
Di Matteo was a midfielder.
The other guy, I keep on forgetting his name. Bald, tall guy.
Gianluca Vialli.
Who was one for your coach? Oh, yeah.
Vialli was a number 9.
Was a number 9. So here's the thing. For me, like you've said, a psychiatrist or something, or a psychologist, someone who just needs to tap into his brain and get to know what is the underlying issue.
Because there is one. But Chelsea, do they really do like they are struggling? Because they even play kind of better with a false 9.
Yeah.
They score, they don't seem to struggle much
because
with playing a false 9.
The problem with Lukaku is that once he starts, the opposition defense knows that he's the main guy, so we just need to shut him down. But when they play with that false number 9, either Havertz or Mount or Ziyech,
Pulisic or something,
you don't know where the ball will end up. But with Lukaku, he's the main guy. So if you can just shut him down, then I think we've done half of our job.
Yeah. All right. That's as much as we go to the top up. Oh, there's Wolves versus Leicester. on Sunday, the last game.
Yeah, last game.
Leicester wamekula shit gani hii season bana.
Leicester, what has happened is just that they were not ready. After they won, and here's my humble opinion about it. After they won the Premier League, they became complacent. They thought we can still go on with some of these players and you know what, get another run. Obviously, that did not happen. Ranieri left. What's his name? Brendan Rodgers came in.
Yeah.
They won the FA. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Fair
Last
play to
season.
them. But now you look at the likes of Maddison. You look at the likes of what's his name, and he's injured, I think. Jamie Vardy. Sorry. You look at the attacking of the likes of Harvey Barnes. You take that away. Do you think Daka can carry that team?
Good question.
Okay, he can score, right?
He can
but
score.
not maybe not as
at the crucial moments.
much as Vardy.
And then the defense. Sorry again. And then the defense. So once you started the season very well, I was like, you know what? Yes. There's a way that even Manu would have even thought of going after him. But again, there's a drawback. It always happens in football. You cannot be always at par. You know,
at the top, yes.
Your form has to dip.
At
The problem
point.
is they're formed deep when they were just at number 8 or number 9.
Number 9, yeah.
Then now it just went haywire from there.
Yeah, totally.
Because for me, I'm just asking myself, Leicester have got so many options. I mean, as much as Jamie Vardy is injured, you've got Iheanacho, you've got Patson Daka
now.
You've got James Maddison, you've got Harvey Barnes. I think all the guys are back from injury. I mean, Adel Lukman, Wilfred Ndidi. What has happened? They have literally underperformed this season.
Yeah.
Yuri Tillemans. They have really, underperformed this season. I was expecting Leicester to be among the teams fighting for that Champions League slot alongside you guys. Not necessarily this one's at United. I was expecting them. Okay, maybe Tottenham, Wolves also. But where are they, man? They're on page 2. I think of the standings.
Page 2, bana.
I mean, the only highlight I think of this season has been beating Manchester United 4-2. That's it.
Yeah.
They've not really had so many highs this season. They even knocked out, I think, of the Europa, right? Were they knocked out?
They're in the conference.
They were knocked out of
dropping.
Dropping.
So
dropping. For me, I mean, they've really underperformed.
5 games without a win in the Premier League. I mean, the last time they won, guess where they won it?
I think they beat Liverpool.
Yes.
1-0. Yes. At King Power in December.
I wanted to throw that at you. Okay. All right. So let's start doing bad. 5 games without a win. And if they continue with this form, this is the kind of form that Yuri Tillemans is not going to be feeling like I need to extend a contract.
He's not going. Regardless, he's not going to extend his contract.
Their form is not even helping at all.
Already, AC Milan are asking for his signature. Inter Milan were asking for his signature before.
Arsenal.
Obviously, Arsenal were asking for the signature.
I think even United will be looking at him.
Yeah, Barcelona were ready to pounce on him.
Oh, yeah?
But they couldn't match up the wages very well because of the Ferran Torres transfer.
Yeah.
So he's a guy who's in demand.
Yes.
Maddison is not going to be there next season. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Maddison is not going to be there
Yeah.
next season. Look at Ndindi. Sawa?
Yes.
An Italian club is going to come after him because of how he can be very defensive.
Yes.
Then now, how do you
They'll be
replace
torn apart.
Yeah, how do you replace those players? And you're not a Southampton. Somehow Southampton do it.
Yeah.
You take away the best players, Van Dijk, Sane, but they still come back and they perform.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a problem for them. Those big name players are not going to be there. Then the other thing is Jamie Vardy is about to retire.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Injuries must have catch up.
Yes, and he's not the same guy who won them the title.
15, 16,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
Way
so
much older.
it's either Rodgers goes to the board and says we need to start again building a new team, lower the expectation, and at least let's see what we can do with cup runs, League Cup and FA.
Yeah.
The Premier League is going to be a bit
He may
harder.
not even be there.
Yeah.
He may just move. Look, I mean, I've had enough of Leicester. Can I move to a bigger club?
Si hata nani wamkujie bana. You know.
Yeah, you know.
No. We cannot share the same guy with our biggest rival.
Biggest rivals,
yes.
Yeah. So if you look at the standings for the top 4 as you get it down with this topic, because it's a very big one. Chelsea, we kind of feel they're still kind of in the mix, sort of, because they're third with 50 points, 25 games in. United are fourth with 46. West Ham are fifth with 42 points, level on points with Arsenal.
Yes.
42 points, but Arsenal has 3 games over those 2 teams.
And there's still a small matter of Tottenham having again 3 games.
Yes. Tottenham are 8th with 39 points. 3 games above, of course, in hand over, United and West Ham.
And West Ham.
And then, of course, kuna Wolves wako 7th with 40 points.
If the football gods could listen to me, if I could get their audience and just request for one wish,
Yeah.
is to malizana with Chelsea in top 3 because top 4 is going to be an utter war.
Yeah, it is.
I would rather Chelsea is drawn into the top 4 challenge.
Dogfight.
So whereby you see, like right now we are at 46, they're at 50, 4 points. We win the next game.
Yes.
Chelsea either draw or lose the next game. You guys win your game. Tottenham wins its game. Next thing you know, West Ham is out of the top 5.
Yeah.
Now you have pressure from this guy.
Dogfight, yes.
It's a proper dogfight. And you remember in those fixtures you were telling me that Man U have to play. We have to play Tottenham at some point.
Yes.
Okay. We have to play Man City.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to try and get the points.
Yes.
We have to play Liverpool
Yeah.
to try and get the points. So if I had my wish, is now to bring in Chelsea into that top 4 sort of fight.
And the reason Chelsea
And
and
open up and then open up number 3. Boom. 3
Gonna
games,
2
big
slots.
wheel. 3 games Arsenal. Tottenham after their recent form. 3 more games.
3 more games, yes.
The games in hand.
Yeah.
People say it's superstitious, but I'm telling you, those are 9 points there.
points
Yeah.
in the bag.
If they win those games, by the way, you guys will be what? Will be 6th.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather want now Chelsea to be brought into that dogfight.
We're gonna 2 slots open
Yes.
now.
Kuna 2 slots open,
Okay.
precisely.
All right. So that's gonna be interesting.
Because even if you look on the other side, and maybe we're going to cover it at some point, Burnley have games in hand. Yeah?
Yes.
Now at least they won over the weekend. Now if they don't win,
Surprising result. Them beating Brighton 3-0.
Brighton,
Yeah.
Now if they don't win the next one, which is against,
Tottenham tomorrow.
God damn. All right.
all of a sudden your games in hand are useless.
Useless. Yes.
Totally. Even us, if you don't win our game on Thursday,
against
kidogo,
Wolves.
yeah, confidence na kuanza kuwa
And you still have to play Spurs home and away, right?
Yeah. No. Wow.
Oh, wow.
We already
Yeah,
beat them
yeah.
at home.
Yeah, you already beat them.
Yeah.
Just don't have the high line, man. Just don't have the high line. You guys can beat Spurs.
At least we don't do highlands. Well, more often than not. Don't do highlights. All right.